David Sutter from Wyopreps.com, and it's time for our Athlete of the Week honors this week. And we look back at, of course, last week when we do these. And one of the or shared honors for the girls' side goes to Keegan Watson from Lander High School. The golfer won the 3A West Conference Championship, did so in a playoff in not the easiest conditions, folks. Sank a 6-foot putt to stay alive, and then a 6-foot putt on the second playoff hole to win it. So, Keegan, congratulations to you. Thanks for taking a few minutes to visit with me and take me back to last Thursday, Friday. Describe what it was like playing up in Cody at Olive Glen and just the conditions that all the golfers had to kind of endure.
Yeah, the course was in really good condition. The wind was definitely brutal. Certain holes were a little easier than others for sure. But all in all, I would say it was a really fun tournament and the course was in great condition and I couldn't ask for a better turnout.
We'll talk about your performance. What do you think was the key that put you near the top of the leaderboard and got you in that playoff?
Day one, I definitely had a little bit better of a mindset going into it. And I just tried to stay positive even though the weather was not the greatest. Just tried to have some fun, smile a little bit, and just enjoy it, which is what I did in the playoff to pull out a win.
Okay, well, I was going to get to the playoff. Let's talk about that. Take me through. Is it stressful in a conference championship? I know it's not state, but is it stressful when it's coming down, 17th, 18th hole of the day, and you're either fighting for it or somebody's trying to catch it? Is that stressful for you?
It was a little stressful for sure. I was just trying to not stress out about it too much and just have some fun. But yes, it's definitely the last few holes are definitely a little bit of a stressful experience for anyone.
All right, so take me first playoff hole. What hole did you play, and how do you think you played that one? And talk about sinking that 6-footer to advance on to the next playoff hole.
So we played 9 first. So
Okay.
9, and there's that out of bounds on the right side that got me and Eliana, who took second, who's an amazing golfer, but definitely got both of us on the first tee. And then obviously we both stayed alive throughout that hole. And then the next we played 10 and I hit a drive up the left trying to just keep her in bounds and then had a pretty good putt for par to take the win.
For you, despite the conditions, what worked well for you? Was it your drives? Was it short game putts, your mid range with your irons? What was working well for you last week that allowed you to win the conference championship?
What worked well for me was my putting was pretty on point. The greens were a good speed, and it was just putting was definitely strong.
All right, well, cool with that. So, how do you take a little bit of that momentum now to Rollins this weekend?
I have definitely been practicing some lag putting during practice, just trying to get used to some longer style putts and just playing in the wind and trying not to think it sucks so bad.
I was going to say, playing in the wind and Cody probably helps you prepare for this weekend, I'm guessing.
For sure, yes.
For you, where does your love of golf come from?
My love of golf definitely comes from my dad, who is my golf coach, and just we have some people in our family that are very avid golfers, and it's just a big part of my family and what we do for fun. So the love stems from that.
I gotcha. What do you think it's going to take to be successful at state, not only individually, but also maybe team wise as well for the Lander girls?
I think individually it's going to be if I can keep my head on straight enough that it'll can keep the attitude right. And then team wise, I have 2 pretty strong girls that I can piggyback off of a little bit. And I think that if they can keep their heads on straight, we'll hopefully have a chance.
Well, Keegan, congrats on a great championship and fighting your way through the playoff. And wish you the best luck at state. Thank you, and congrats on being one of our athletes of the week.
Thank you so much.
David Sutter from Wyopreps.com here, and we continue with our Athlete of the Week feature. And one of our shared girls honors this week belongs to a golfer from Douglas High School. It's Maddie, who won the 3A East Conference Championship last week. Ended up with a 4-shot win and helped the Bearcats to the team title. First of all, take me back to last week, Thursday, Friday up in Buffalo. First, congratulations on winning the conference title. How did that feel? Take me back to kind of winding things down and getting a four-shot win for you, Maddie.
Well, so I mean, first day it was pretty great. We had shot really well, just everything was working really solid. Second day was not as great, but we kept it together, kept it working. So, and it helped me get a conference win, so it was pretty exciting. So,
What was it like when you got announced as the 3A Athlete of the Year, as picked by the coaches? What did that mean to you?
it was definitely a shock for sure. Like I was not expecting it at all. Like there are so many amazing girls like all around the state and especially from like our side of the state. And so like when they announced me, like I was like in shock, but I'm so grateful that like I was the one that they picked. And so just super grateful.
Well, something must have gone right for your game when it comes to winning a conference title. So, what did work well for you last Thursday, Friday? Was it driving, your irons, your short game, all the above? What worked well for you?
So the first day, definitely my short game was working really well for me. It was draining putts that needed to go in the hole, so that was really good. Had some good drives, just everything was clicking good, so that usually equals a pretty decent round.
Gotcha. How do you carry that momentum over to state coming up this week, do you think?
So I think a lot of it is just like maintaining a positive attitude and going in and saying, like not every shot is going to be super amazing, but it's just like how you can keep your mental game super strong and just try to take that confidence from conference and apply it to state.
Gotcha. For you, what is kind of the key on the golf course when you're out there round by round, stroke by stroke?
Definitely just like having the memory of a goldfish. Like if you have a bad shot, like you just have to be able to move on and say, you know what? It's the next shot that matters. Can we save par? How can we save bogey? Like all that. And if you have a good shot, then you try not to keep your expectations too high because that can sometimes mess you up on the long run.
What is it for you, Maddie, that you love the most about the game of golf?
I when I go out and play, I just love meeting the people. Like it's my favorite. I love to play with all types of different girls. Like in the summer, I don't really see a lot of them, so it's so much fun to get out and play and compete, and that's probably my favorite thing about it.
Well, you're probably going to get that as we mix East and West coming up for state this week. Will that be kind of unique? Because it seems like, a lot of the East teams kind of stay on the East, a lot of the West teams kind of stay on the West, not a lot of crossover. So, how different will that be when you haven't seen a lot of these girls that you're going to play against at state?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot different, like just meeting different girls and like getting to know them. But I think that's probably like some of the best things is getting to play with new people. And I think it makes you a better player because it's like you go out and you've never played with these people before, so you try to go out and play your best that you can and try to lift everyone up with your game.
Gotcha. It looks like 3A girls is kind of wide open. So, what's going to be a key for you this weekend, especially at Rochelle Ranch?
I think just having a really strong mental game, like Rollins is probably one of the hardest courses I've ever played, and just keeping a really strong mentality. Like, we're not sure what the weather is going to look like, if it's going to be a little rough. Rollins is a really tough course to walk, so just keeping positive and having fun for sure.
Well, you can always count on one thing at Rollins. That's pretty much the wind. So
Yes,
I think three.
absolutely.
I think the 3A West might have beat. Yeah, I think the 3A West might have got you on that last week because they
Mhm.
played in some really windy conditions. It sounded like at Cody versus what you played out
Mhm.
in Buffalo. Not saying that there wasn't any wind in Buffalo, but I think it was a lot worse over there. But
Mhm.
and then I got to ask you, what's it like to play for Coach Plum?
Oh, Plum is great. He's awesome. He's the best coach. Like, I really couldn't ask for a better coach. So
All
love
right.
playing for him.
Well, hey, congrats on the conference title, a four-shot win, and kudos on helping the Lady Cats get the team title as well. And congrats on being one of our athletes of the week. Thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We continue talking about our athlete of the week honors, and it's time to go from the girls to the boys here at Wyopreps.com. And one of our shared boys honorees this week, Justus Platts, a great quarterback safety for the Mountain View Buffaloes. And I think, Justus, I'd like to start by saying I think it was one of those where I think the phrase is "have yourself a day, young man," because 444 all-purpose yards. Boy, what got into you last Friday night up in Lovell?
Yeah, I was just in the right mental state, focused, and just playing my game.
Well, congratulations to you. 444 all-purpose yards for Justus. He threw for 301 yards and 3 touchdowns on an efficient 20 of 31 passing, added 143 rush yards and 3 more TDs. So mentioned the 444 all-purpose, but responsible for 6 touchdowns, and that's all of them in a 42-35 win. That had to be kind of a gutty, gritty game. Can you take me back to Friday night? How would you describe the win at Lovell from your perspective, Justus?
Yeah, it was just really fun. It was probably the first game where me and my teammates were all just spot on. So it was a fun night there in Lovell.
Talk about your play at quarterback. What's I know Coach Walk puts a lot on his quarterback. So how do you handle that responsibility?
I like it. I like being able to determine, what happens in the game, and just kind of, have more freedom.
Gotcha. Talk a little bit about what was working for you, whether it was throwing the ball or running the ball. What worked well for you Friday?
Both.
So what was the key to that?
Just reading the defense, staying disciplined, and just no shortcuts.
Gotcha. And then for you, what is it about playing quarterback that you love so much? And just in general, also the game of football.
Yeah. Playing quarterback, get the ball every play. The game's up for like the most part up to me. I have a major role in what happens, and football. I've played it since I was in like first grade. So it's just it's life pretty much for me.
So where did that love stem from? Was it just playing all these years, or was there some other background that's the reason why you love the game of football?
Started young in Texas, so it was just a big thing there. It was it was fun.
I understand. You're from Texas. You grow up. Football is life in Texas. I get it. I get it. So, how big was that win for you guys? I know it's just one game, but what can that lead to, do you think?
Yeah, that was huge. That everyone was just on spot for the most part, like I said, and then that just watching film on that game is just we still got some mistakes and problems to fix, which is a good thing. So, yep, improve.
Well, obviously, you guys got some more big games ahead in that tough 2A West conference. What's it like playing in that conference week in, week out?
It's fun. There's definitely some competition, but we look forward to that.
Certainly understand that. Well, hey, congratulations on having a terrific game last Friday, and congrats on being one of our athletes of the week. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We continue talking about our Athlete of the Week honors here at Wyopreps.com. David Settle with you, and one of our shared boys honors this week goes out to William Billy McCool at Bighorn High School. On the line, had 12 pancake blocks in a 55-0 win for his Bighorn Rams, and also picked up a couple scholarship offers, which I want to talk about. We can't ever talk to coaches about that, but we talk to student athletes on the other side of it when you think about college recruiting and things like that, folks. But Billy joins me, and thanks so much for taking some time. But first of all, I think the nomination said it right. We probably don't spotlight the big guys just enough, but talk about 12 pancake blocks in a game, and you don't even play the whole game. How in the world are you doing that, young man?
Well, sir, like we're trying as a team to get to the end zone, just trying to score, and the pancakes just come as they happen. So just trying to keep the offense going and just playing.
Just basically trying to keep your buddies clean, right? From getting their jerseys dirty.
Making sure we all get to the end zone happy and scoring.
Talk a little bit about your technique. What do you focus on as an offensive lineman, no matter if it's run blocking or pass blocking? What's kind of going through your mind play by play?
I try to make sure I'm staying on the man, and I'm trying to make sure I'm finishing out my block properly.
Talk a little bit about what do you think has made your blocking technique so good? What have you kind of refined and fine-tuned through the years?
Well, sir, I spent the entire summer going to camps, working with my younger brother, who I play with on the line as well. and just try doing my best to improve over the summer. And right now it's paying off so far.
Is it feet? Is it hands? What's kind of the key for you?
It's a combination of many things. I'd say feet is one of the most important things I've improved so far.
Okay, cool. What was it like? Obviously, you guys didn't have too much trouble in the victory on Friday night against Wheatland, but talk a little bit about just how do you guys keep pushing yourselves, especially in a blowout game like that?
Well, we're focused on doing the best we can as a team and making sure we are together and we are 100% effort throughout the game and with any opponent we face. No matter the score, we treat it like it's a game, like a neck and neck. We are 100% there.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of focus on you as one of the big time players when it comes to two-way football, and I'm talking about the Bighorn Rams trying to vie for a title. I know Coach McLaughlin pretty well, developed a nice relationship with him. What's it like to play for him from a player's perspective?
Coach McLaughlin is a great coach. He's fun. He's great. He's with us. He keeps us in line. He's just a great guy, and he's a great mentor for us. Keeps us all in check.
Now, for you, do you kind of set the example for some inexperienced guys, or do you kind of draw on this is what some guys before me did? I'm trying to show the young guys kind of the same direction. How do you kind of lead as a veteran on the line?
I've taken a lot of things from my predecessing seniors, my senior mentors, and I've also trying to bring in some of the things I've learned over the summer, like how to like finishing out blocks, effort, that kind of thing, and just trying to instill that in our younger groups.
Talk a little bit about, obviously you probably got to play both ways a little bit, maybe not full time, but you like offensive line or defensive line better?
Well, as of right now, since I've been gearing towards offensive line, I'm going to say offensive line. I've been training for it. I've been working everything I can to get better at it. It's just my personal pick. Though defense is really fun. I really enjoy that, and I'm happy to get any reps I can in there.
All right, so how do you go about keeping guys off your QB? I know him from baseball pretty well, but how do you keep the everybody off the southpaw there?
We just kind of block them. There's not really much else to it.
Does Avin get upset with you guys every once in a while?
No, we are all level-headed. We are all together, and we're cohesive. We don't yell at each other. We always pick each other up. We are a team. We don't bring any negativity.
Gotcha. For you, where else can you improve with your game, do you think?
There's always room for me to improve anywhere I can, every single week at practice, just working any kind of technique, any kind of footwork, just anything really, I can always improve.
What about team-wise? Where do you feel like you guys need to continue to improve to be at the top of your game? Not now, but later on in the season.
I feel like we just need to keep working together, and we just need to keep hammering it out in practice. We are a good cohesive unit. We're getting it down. We just need to make sure we're staying with one another.
Talk a little about, for you, where's your love for the game of football come from?
I really like the physicality of the sport. Personally, it's probably one of my favorite things and what got me into it. And I also really love the team. I love having a group of people we can all rely on each other. It's just a great feeling just to have guys with you.
Sounds like you picked up a couple of offers here. What was that experience like for you recently?
It was a really cool experience, man. I'll tell you. I mean, just absolutely honored and blessed to get those offers. Right now I'm currently focused on my high school year, and I'm going to evaluate everything as it comes along near the end of the year. But right now, my 100% focus is on the team.
Well, that's cool. Hey, that's just a bonus. If you're playing well, that's a bonus. So shout out to you. But hey, Billy, thanks so much for taking a few minutes, and congrats on being one of our athletes of the week. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you, sir. It's a true honor.
We continue talking about our Athlete of the Week honors here at Wyopreps.com, and we've got a shared boys honor yet again. A lot of football players putting up some great numbers, and one of those, Max Potas from the Matiti Longhorns, posted a 54-42 victory at DuBois last weekend, and it was co-number 5 beating co-number 5 on their home field. But Max had a great all-around game, folks. 180 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, ran for 84 yards and a score, and then recovered 2 fumbles, both for touchdowns, had an interception, a pass breakup, 9 total tackles, 6 of which were solo. And Max joins me right now. Max, congratulations on a great effort. Take me back to that game and just how did you see things unfold for you and the team against the Rams?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It was a very good game. First game out of the season. Got all the nerves out of everybody's system, and I think everybody came as a team, and we did well, and everybody executed. And sure enough, we came out on top, which was lucky, and we all pretty much came together and got the dub. So that's what counts.
Talk a little bit about what do you think the turning point was in the game for the Longhorns?
I would say my boy Jacob, he had some good runs, and they was very, very good runs. So that was good. That sent the tempo of the game back. He got a score, and we were up by 1, and then got some good defensive stops, and then got to rolling, and then got that phone recovery, which helped too. And then it just kept building momentum, and then sure enough, helped us pull out with that victory.
Talk a little bit about your performance. Just how would you kind of assess how you played and what contributed to putting up such good numbers?
Yeah, I mean, definitely just stayed calm and kind of kept everything out of my head, and then just tried to do what I knew how to do best and completing passes and getting blocks for other guys and kind of staying on my feet and just had my head on a swivel and just trying to make plays where I could.
Talk about your 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns. What kind of unfolded on those plays?
Well, the kid was going down, so I was right there, and sure enough, I saw him. He looked like he was going to pitch it because I read his eyes, and sure enough, he pitched it, and I snuck right in there and grabbed it right there at the 1-yard line for the touchdown. So that one was pretty sweet. And
what happened? The other one,
Jacob, he made that good tackle, and he stripped it, and then sure enough, I saw that, and I came up, picked it up, and ran it in for 6. So.
Talking with Max Potas, one of our athletes of the week on the boys' side this week here at Wyopreps.com. So you guys, had kind of a warm-up scrimmage against Cody, and then you come back with that win. What type of momentum does that give Matitzi as you guys kind of move forward into the bulk of your schedule here, Max?
I say it gives the whole team and everybody some good confidence to move forward to this week. We play Hewlett, and I think everybody's looking happy and has some good confidence looking into this game. So good first win to get everybody's confidence up for the rest of the season.
What do you think are areas where the team and you individually need to improve?
I would definitely say I need to individually work on my quickness and getting more quicker delivering passes, like reading it quicker and getting the ball there so they have time to adjust to my eyes and read it. And definitely my tackling, need to work on my tackling some too, executing, and definitely.
Well, what are your thoughts as you get ready for your first conference game against the Red Devils? You talked about playing Hewlett this weekend. What are your thoughts looking ahead?
Thoughts looking good. I'm excited, pumped, and the rest of the team's pumped. And I think we're looking good going into it and just go take care of business and do what needs to be done.
Max, I know you do a lot of things for Matitzi, but what about football? Is there something that kind of stands out that you love about the game of football?
Yeah, I like to always have since I was a little kid. I've liked to throw the ball back and forth to my dad, and that was always fun. So I definitely like being quarterback and like getting blocks and like hitting. So that's what sticks out for me. So
I got you. Well, hey, thanks for taking a few minutes, and congrats on being one of our athletes of the week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.